Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Betholkis, and it's time for a new show, The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. So I'm only going over episode 1 tonight. I know they dropped the first 3 episodes. Episode 2 and 3 are going to be tomorrow night. But I was able to get through episode 1 at least this morning. So there we go. So let me take care of some business first, then we'll get to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. Also, if you don't want to be notified, if you're kind of like that, you can hit that bell down below and YouTube won't notify you when I come on live. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages on there as well. And also, when you subscribe here, I also post stuff on the community board. So I'm hoping that YouTube is sending out notifications when I send out stuff on the community board, letting you know, when I'm a little bit late or if I'm rescheduling something or if I'm on time. Basically, that's where I'm posting it. Also on Facebook and all that stuff as well. So, yeah, and Twitter. And yeah, I post it in different places. So, to get the word out there as much as possible. So, without further ado, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section, giving you enough time to hit pause or stop or whatever it is you do. Okay, there we go. So, I'm not a big fan. Well, I should say, let me preface this for a second. So I've seen Robert Jordan's books in bookstores my entire life, pretty much. They just seem to be taking up a lot of real estate in the sci-fi area of bookstores. Whenever I've gone in to, peruse the sci-fi section, which is pretty much where I live, is in the sci-fi section when I go into bookstores. Um, so yeah, I've never really read the books. I've never read the books, I should say. So don't know anything about them going into this. So if you are pissed off that they didn't get something right in the book or whatnot, I'm not looking at it from that point of view. I'm just looking at it as to what they are presenting us. So that's where I'm coming from on this. Just to put this out there to begin with. Um, so we end up going into this little village. It's in the mountain. It's obviously it's a fantasy world is where we're at. And we have a group of people. We see some friends, in the village there, and they're doing a little festival of light is what it looks like, in order to the Wheel of Time is what they're talking about, where I guess people get reincarnated. Those that have passed come back again at some point in time. We also get an explanation that the world has been destroyed before by the Dark One, and that the dragon who brought the light was the one that actually destroyed them. And the dragon is going to be reborn again, and they need to find the dragon before the Dark One finds them and kills them. So it's basically the chosen one needs to defeat evil that keeps coming back around again and again. We've seen this story before, but yeah. So Rosamund Pike is a Moraine. Excuse me, as I clear my throat there. Moraine Demodred. Demodred. I'm going to murder names, by the way. That's what I murder names. And she obviously is looking along with Lan Mondrago. They're looking for the chosen one, and that's what brings them to this village. And we also see in this village that we have this group of 4 friends: Egwin, Rand, Perrin, and Matt. And Egwin has gone through some kind of ritual where she's become somebody who's a wisdom is what they call them. It seems like a witch or something like that. I don't know, someone who could wield magic. And I guess women are the only ones that can wield magic, as we see in the opening some guy who these women are chasing down has magic within him, but it's making him insane. And I guess it makes men insane. It doesn't do that for women. And so, of course, they kill him and they put him down. Um, Long story short, in this, we get these creatures called Trollocs, who I'm glad I had the subtitles on because I thought it was Trollops at first with a P, not Trollocs with a C. And they look like Krampus, like giant Krampuses, essentially. And they basically go through the village and start killing and maiming and all that stuff. And Moraine just basically starts whipping out the magic and just starts killing them and all this stuff. And Lan also, he's also in there too, and everyone else, of course, is trying to do their best as well. And Matt, yeah, in other words, Trollocs equal. I don't know what Urukai are. So is that a Japanese thing? It looked like Krampus to me, is what it looked like. I mean, all they were missing was the really long tongue. Is all it was. Yes, Trollocs are orcs. Yes, exactly. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, wash, rinse, repeat. Um, the orcs from the Lord of the Rings. Got it. Okay, sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know that's what they're called. Just say orcs, Raymond, because honestly, Lord of the Rings. I watched the first movie and then, well, I slept through a good portion of it, and then I believe I slept through two, and I never bothered with three. So yeah, I know I'm gonna get shit about that. I always do get shit about that. Lord of the Rings is not my thing. So yes, I know. I'm more sci-fi, superhero, that kind of stuff rather than the fantasy stuff. Unless you get into the Conan stuff, and then that's a different story altogether. So she of course helps out, even though Land's like, we need to run because we're overwhelmed, and she's like, no, fuck that. I'm going, even though I've got, a knife in my shoulder, I'm going to pull down this village and use the bricks to kill these orcs, I mean Trollocs. And yeah, she does so, killing them. And the next day, she tells the four that one of them is the chosen one. That's why the Trollocs have come. And we see like Trollocs coming down the hill. There's like 300 of them coming down the hill. And they're coming for you. And if you're still here in the village, by the time they get down here, they're going to kill everyone in the village. So let's go. And yeah, so basically that's how we end the first episode, is with our four friends there, just basically saying goodbye to everybody, and they take off. Um, and also we had a little bit of Egwin, her teacher, Nyavi. Uh, Again, like I said, I'm gonna murder fucking names. Uh, Nyavi gets taken by one of the Trollocs, and obviously she's not dead. Also, I have a feeling that Nyavi was lying to Egwin, and that her parents are still alive, and that she was not orphaned, as it was said before. I'm fairly sure her parents are alive. That's usually the twist that gets thrown into all of this. And again, like I said, I haven't read the books or anything like that. This is what I'm speculating on. And I'm also speculating that Matt is the one who's the chosen one, even though they're going to push it as either Rand or Egwin is what they're going to push it. And poor Perrin, killing his wife by accident, because he swung around, because she basically snuck up on him. He was fighting one of the Trollocs, and she kind of went, "Hey, buddy," and then she just swung around and got her. So yeah, you don't remember Perrin killing his wife? Yeah, well, maybe they did it for this one just so there wasn't any emotional attachments. So Penn says, I only read the first book, but most of this wasn't familiar. Okay. It seems familiar to me, this story. So we also get the story of, the White Tower, where all these mages are, or witches, or whatever you want to call them. And that's where they're being taken. That's where the chosen ones are being taken, so they can be protected a little bit better. So that's the end of the first episode. Again, neither good or bad on this. It's world building at first, so we kind of need to find out what this world is about. And like I said, I like the design of the the Trollocs. Uh, I'm sorry, they look like Krampuses to me. So that's what's going to be in there. And we know that they are the army of the Dark One. And we saw the eyeless one that are called Murdral, I guess is I have it written down here. That's why I'm trying to. They actually said how to pronounce it, and I'm trying to Murdral, I believe. Murdral. It's a Murdral. That's a Murdral. If I ever saw one, it's a migration of Murdrals. Ah, dag nabbit. Yeah. Penn says I thought it was well done, looked good, decent. Yeah, the acting's decent. It wasn't overdone, I guess you could say. You know how you can get fantasy shows that you're just like, ooh, that's kind of cringy. But this one is just, played straight. They kind of got to the meat of the story fairly, quickly. Like, you guys, one of you is the chosen one. You need to come with us to protect everyone else. Otherwise, everyone else is going to die from the big Krampus. I mean, the Trollocs that are coming. And yes, I'm probably going to do that the entire time and say the Krampuses instead of the Trollocs. I'm sorry if it's going to piss people off, but eh, it's getting towards that season and Krampus season. Krampus season actually is next week, if I'm not mistaken. No, next week is Thanksgiving, so it's the week after. It's the second week of December. That's what it is. It's the second week of December is Krampus season. Yeah, because it lasts 2 weeks, if I remember correctly, or 10 days. Yeah. Philip A. Demick says Army of the Mall Santas. Well, the Krampus is the brother of Saint Nick, right? So that actually is Saint Nick's brother. So I'm wondering if Santa's going to come into this as well. If we're just going to have a whole army of Santas, that would be kind of cool to fight them. They're going to be on the light side. Ho 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 ho! You go to hell now. Oh wait, they don't use guns in this, so I'm sorry, I digress. So yeah, I am going to, of course, do episodes 2 and 3 tomorrow. I'm going to split them up so that I can cover both and do it that way. So it's going to be tomorrow evening. It's going to be 6 p.m. and then 7 p.m. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that works. My time, Pacific Standard Time. Because tomorrow is going to be Saturday morning blast off in the morning, where I take the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about. And we talk about it. And then, of course, in the evening at 6 p.m. and then at 7 p.m., we're going to do episodes 2 and 3. Raymond says, I mean, this would have been great 25 years ago if it played after the Xena and Hercules block, but the standard of fantasy have been raised since Jackson showed what could be done on screen. Yeah, meh, meh. This is a series, quite honestly, so I can see uh, Amazon is also going to do the Lord of the Rings series, which they're pumping $1 billion into. So I think we're okay with people are going to have that as well. So this book hasn't been done yet, even though it has a very familiar story and plot and things like that. So that's fine. I'm okay with this. And again, like I said, it ticks the box of doing something new, not a remake or anything like that. Yes, it is familiar territory, but these books have been around since what, the 60s or something like that, or the 70s. So I'm all right with that. Philip Adamic says, I still want someone to make the night the reindeer died. Pence, I think I wanted this way more than another Lord of the Rings. I want just a fucking decent Conan series is really what I want. I want someone to actually take the books that Robert E. Howard did, the stories that Robert E. Howard did, and even L. Sprague de Camp, and do those correctly, like in a series. They can also use the Marvel ones that Roy Thomas did, and all of that. Those are actually really fucking good as well. And you could actually really do a good TV series out of them. Speaking of fantasy stuff, and they are just weird enough where it does cross over into. It's not Lord of the Rings. Yes, I know that, but it is the fantasy stuff, and I don't know. I like that a little bit more. This one, we'll see what happens if it, you know, right now, I'm kinda neutral on it. It's neither yay or nor nay, but again, it's only 1 episode in. So, like I said, good production value, the Krampuses look nice, um, you know, the story moved along, it wasn't lagging in places, um, they could probably do a little bit better about filling in some, gaps here and there, but they're gonna do that through as the story progresses, I figure, so, yeah. Very, very little to nitpick on this at all, if anything. So, what else do I have going on this week? Funny you should ask. And I've already said, yeah, tomorrow is going to be Saturday morning blast off in the morning. Then in the evening at 6 p.m., it's going to be episode 2 of Wheel of Time. And then 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's going to be episode 3 of Wheel of Time. Sunday, I'm off. I'm taking a break. Monday will be another episode of Spoiler Alert, where we get to talk about spoilerific things as long as it's out, in the public, like Ghostbusters Afterlife, all that kind of stuff. We can talk about that. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be the live action version of Cowboy Bebop. That's right. Cowboy Bebop is the live action version is on Netflix. I am going to be watching that. So, yeah. Yeah. And then Wednesday is going to probably most likely be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be Hulu's Hit Monkey. So this is from Marvel, and it's Hulu's Hit Monkey. It's one of Jeff Loeb's 2 projects that he has left for Marvel. The other one being Modoc. Modoc is a piece of shit. We'll talk about Hit Monkey on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, is Thanksgiving, and everyone's going to be eating turkey, all that kind of stuff here in the States. So, of course, we're going to have that day off. And then we roll back around to Friday again, where we're going to do Wheel of Time episode 4. Cuatro, for those of you in Spanish speaking countries. Raymond says the fighting for this show was that shaky cut Bourne style to save on the CGI budget, but I'm still willing to give. Yeah, I mean, I got you, Raymond, on that. It didn't bother me too much because there was a lot of chaos going on and people screaming and running. So you got a little bit of glimpse where they would stop the camera instead of the so the first Bourne movie actually has a really great cinematography. They don't do the shaky cam. The Paul Greenglass, he's the one that does the camera in the dryer cycle where it's for every fight scene he just throws a camera in a dryer and just sets it on and then lets it go. And it's like and basically that's all you're getting is just the spin cycle. Um but yeah, that I thought the fight scenes were fine. I mean, you could see the Krampuses eating on people and then dragging people away, and they were supposed to be really super fast. So you see, especially when they take what's her face, Nanavi, yeah, by the hair and just and take her, and that goes pretty fast. So, but she's still alive someplace. We don't know what they're using her for, but obviously she can hear the wind. There were so many jokes I wanted to say too about hearing the wind that I've never heard that before, and there were so many things I could have said at the moment if I was watching that with somebody else. So, but I and also it was really fucking early in the morning, and there was just a lot of jokes that were flying through my own head. Anyway, all right. I want to thank everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, all those nasty, nasty videos, and they pop it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit, or they try and match it to one of the videos, my vast video library, I should say, and pop it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can't, hit that like button, the share button before you go. And if you don't want to be notified, hit that bell down below. YouTube won't notify you when I come on. So the best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it every week. Also, all the links to my social media are on there, and also all the links to my pages are on there as well. All right. So thank you, everybody. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, a Krampus might steal you from your bed or not while you're from your bed, while you're partying or something like that. And, in a village doing the festival of light or whatever it is that you're trying to do and for dead loved ones. And that's just not a good thing. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those flu shots as well, and stay safe out there. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night, and see you then. Thanks, everyone. Good night.